So for the third year in a row, I am in Australia to unbox the new iPhones just a little bit early. And this time around, we have quite a bit to talk about. Last year, I'll be honest, was a little bit boring. But anyway, things are looking up this year. We've got an iPhone 17 that now has ProMotion. We've got a new design kind of, and a, let's be honest, kind of garish new orange color on the iPhone 17 Pro Max. And my personal top pick, the iPhone Air. It's funny, I was actually in the Apple store picking these up, and I tried to avoid looking at or touching any of these phones because I really wanted it to be my first unfiltered experience here on camera. And as hard as it's gonna be, I'm gonna make myself wait to unbox the iPhone Air. So I think we should jump right in with the iPhone 17. This one's even in black. I mean, what are we doing here? But at the end of the day, the iPhone 17 is, I think, a pretty well-rounded phone. It's what I would tend to call a spreadsheet phone because it's not super exciting. It doesn't really look any different from the iPhone 16. There you go. You've kind of seen this all before. But the feature set this year is really, really compelling. We get the new selfie camera, we get ProMotion for the first time on the regular iPhone, and because I'm in Australia here, we have a SIM tray. Look at that. We also get a larger display, so we're at the 6.3 from the Pros, slightly thinner bezels. Honestly, I think this is a pretty compelling phone, but I'm not really compelled to talk about it any much more for now, so let's just move right ahead and talk about the pros. But before we get to that, a word from today's video sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Basis and their new Pico Go 2 charger and power bank. The Pico Go 67-watt charger offers immense charging power in a tiny form factor. Thanks to TUV Rhineland certified safe charging powered by Navitas GaNFast technology, this is one of the smallest 67-watt chargers out there. Look at how it compares. Its flip-out plug design makes for easy storage, and with its 2 USB-C and USB-A port, you can charge 3 devices simultaneously, including charging a MacBook Air to 42% in just 30 minutes. Pico Go Magnetic Power Bank 5000 mAh offers 20 watts of Qi 2 wireless charging, with a compact, lightweight design and a durable aluminum alloy shell with anti-slip silicone coating, and a flip-out kickstand to prop your phone up in portrait or landscape orientation. Plus, its 20-watt USB-C port can be used for simultaneous charging, so you can charge your phone and AirPods at the same time. So to complete your charging system, check out the link in the description below to learn more about Basis Pico Go 2. And now let's get back to the video. What surprises me the most is why is there no Pro in black? It's the same, right? It's aluminum and glass. It's the same materials as this phone. Why didn't they just paint this exact color on the Pro? Maybe they'll do a mid-cycle refresh for that color if we cross our fingers, because I know a lot of people were really bummed about not having a black iPhone Pro this year. But in its place, you get this. Wow, what a color. I do like the new design. I like that we have a change for once, and there's a lot of internal differences. Whoa! Dude, this is a huge phone to be this color. I don't think I like this color at all. But the bigger issue is the material. Apple has spent the last several years establishing a hierarchy of materials, right? We have aluminum on the poor models, and then we have titanium on the rich people models. Now, before that, it was stainless steel, but it's now been 8 years. The iPhone 10, 10R, 11, 12, 13, and 14 were all polished stainless steel. And then the 15 and 16 went to titanium. That all makes sense in the hierarchy of Apple products. But now we have a weird situation where the base iPhone and the Pro iPhone are using poor materials, and the iPhone Air, which costs less than the Pro, is using rich material. It's a downgrade. It's a downgrade after 8 years. I'm a little bit perplexed by that. And I'm also perplexed because the new phones actually weigh more. So we're going to a lighter material, but a heavier phone. I do like the rounded edges. You know, holding this thing now, like the fact that you don't really feel that seam on the corner, whereas on all these previous iPhones, because the edge is sort of where the glass meets the side rails, you can always feel that edge with your finger. And now, I mean, it's definitely more smooth. There's no denying that. It does feel a bit more slippery. I think I'm gonna drop this phone more, and With it being made out of aluminum and weighing as much as a small house, I am very nervous for the durability. Let's go ahead and break out the air. I can't wait any longer. I had to tease you guys and myself. I mean, probably not you guys. You guys have probably seen more iPhone 17 content than I have. I've been saving myself for this exact moment. Oh no, the box is stuck. That was a really underwhelming unboxing experience. Oh no. Oh, this looks so good. Wait a minute, is it upside down? They did it this way on these? Whoa, so they're face up on the Airs. This is a weird, because then the pull tab is on the, I guess because it's so light, you can just lift it up by that. Oh my God. Dude. This, oh no. First impression, this blue is barely blue. For a second, I thought this was the wrong one. I think, to me, this reminds me most of like an updated version of the iPhone 10. It has the shiny sides, that super clean back. The camera plateau is actually not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. It is very noticeable, but the bulk of the phone is so thin that I think I can let it slide. And honestly, this phone to me just represents Apple finally taking a chance, right? Because we have to remember that this, if you think about it, kind of replaces the iPhone 16 Plus. Now, we've talked about spreadsheet phones before. Talk about a spreadsheet phone. The only thing that was different for the Plus was it was just a little bit bigger. The Pro and Pro Max just doesn't translate to the regular iPhone 17. So having this third model in here that's kind of its own thing, it's premium, but it has a little bit of compromise. The battery's not gonna be as good. The camera system isn't gonna be as good. We don't get speakers on the bottom, but it brings you this totally unique, extremely thin, really stunning design. I think they've nailed it. And it shows that you can put in a little bit of extra effort, mark this up $100 over what the 16 Plus used to be, and get people excited again. Now, I am noticing right off the bat here, I think the bezels look slightly thicker. It's hard to tell because it is a smaller display, but I swear they look a tiny, tiny, tiny amount thicker. What's definitely noticeable is the space between the dynamic island and the top of the screen. But man, the size is really good, because the other problem I have is I don't really want to go down to a Pro because the screen is a little too small, but this is larger screen than the Pro, smaller than the Pro Max, thinner and lighter than both of them. I think this is a really, really compelling entry into the iPhone lineup. All of a sudden, I don't really care about having the cameras. I don't want to put this phone down. I just want to hold it and use it forever. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the Pro feels like a downgrade this year. Let me see the silver. I need a comparison here. Okay, so here's the silver Pro Max versus the orange Pro Max. This is what I got to use at home. I mean, for sure the silver is better, but it looks cheaper. The aluminum looks cheaper, and honestly, even the fact that it wraps around the sides, to me, looks less premium, especially next to the Air. I'm glad that they changed the design, and I actually like it. In this silver color, I think it works, but I wish it was titanium. I would even have paid an extra $100 if they had done this unibody in titanium, or even a titanium alloy. But this to me feels like an iPhone 17 Max, not a Pro Max, if that makes any sense. It's not a Plus, but it's not a Pro. Let's get a zoom in here. Enhance, enhance. See, right down in the bottom corner, there's like a little, it's not a dent. It almost looks like a color transfer, or like,
oh, what the hell?
Do you see it?
Yeah.
Shipping on these phones is gonna be terrible. The way, especially on the camera plateau, because keep in mind, the old phones, like these are titanium rings or stainless steel. I don't know, dude. I just don't think that this material was the right call. Dude, this is a really interesting year, because I feel like the iPhones have definitely tiered down, but I'm still trying to figure out how much of that is the phone itself and how much of that is the comparison with the Air. There's something about the Air coming out the same year that the Pro gets kind of cheapened a little bit that's really messing with my head. And I'm still trying to make heads or tails of this. It's gonna take me a couple of days. I really think that they did a good job with the Air. In my opinion, this is kind of what the iPhone should have been for the past few years. I know back when the iPhone 12 came out, or actually even the 11, when it got slightly thicker, and we all said, you know what? I'm gonna take that trade. I would like a thicker phone if it means that I get better battery life. Well, it's been 6 years since then, and the phones have only gotten thicker. And so I think we're now at a point where I'm gonna go back and say, yeah, I do want a thin phone again. I wanna be able to hold that phone and go, holy heck. And that is absolutely the case with this guy. I do wanna try though, the speakers, because that is something that, it's not a huge issue. It's not something that I would, not buy the phone because of, but going down to a single speaker versus two, I do use them fairly often. So let's go ahead and put both phones to like almost full. Let's start with the Pro. Over the past couple of years, I have made many videos about various Apple ecosystem setups and the Air. Over the past couple of years, I have made many videos about various Apple ecosystem setups at different price points, and I've been astonished to find it different price points, and I've been astonished to find it. Okay, dude, that is pretty noticeable. Okay. It's not terrible. I think I can live with it. I can live with it because the rest of this phone, just holding it and using it, makes me go, wow, this is a feeling that I haven't felt in years and years and years of doing this. I'm trying to think of the best analogy. When was the last time did I feel this way about a phone? I think it was going from my 7 Plus to a XS Max. That was the last time that I felt that wow factor. And this really has it. Even though the rest of the phone experience is pretty similar. Obviously, it's a similar sized display. It's a similar look from the front. I think that they really nailed the form factor for this phone. The 6.5-inch display is the perfect size. I'm glad it's not 6.3. I'm glad it's not 6.9. This phone just feels really, really well thought out. I keep finding myself talking about the Air. I'm not talking about the Pro. Which is weird because this is the one that I was excited for. I thought, okay, we're gonna get some camera improvements, we're getting a new design. I mean, I don't dislike any of the features, I just find myself not super interested in it. It looks kind of old-fashioned next to something as sleek as the Air. I also don't think it's helping that I'm looking at this traffic cone orange. I mean, you gotta get this for the thumbnail, but I don't think I can look at this every day. There is something about the Air. There is something about it. It just, get rid of that for a second. The other thing that I'm noticing is that it only has 4 antenna bands. On the 16 Pros, which are also titanium, there's a band on the top and the bottom of the device. This doesn't have that. This is by far the cleanest iPhone design that they've come out with. I think it's cleaner than the iPhone 16e. This is a really interesting year. It's so weird. This is the year of the Air. I'm gonna say it. The Air is the phone for 2025. The Pro is good, the Pro is fine, but this is the one to get. This is the one to get. Obviously, we're gonna have to do a full review. I'm gonna have a full breakdown, cameras, batteries, understanding the whole story, and there were a couple of interesting developments in this first day of the iPhone Air. My friend was unboxing his, and we noticed immediately condensation in the camera. That's a bit of a red flag. Fortunately, that's a pretty easy fix. He took it back to the Apple store, got it switched out in like 15 minutes. But then also at the Apple store noticed that one of the demo iPhone Airs was bricked and had to get hard reset to come back to life. So I don't know, we're hopefully things go well with this. I'm hoping there's no brewing scandals for this phone because I have very high hopes. This thing is sick. Thank you guys for watching.